Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everybody. How is everybody doing? Inshallah, everybody is doing very, 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 very good. And if not, you must find your ways to make yourself better, feel better, do better, resurrect your spirit through the word of Allah, through catering to your spiritual self. Being a rational person is very, very important in this practical everyday world. Absolutely. I'm your two girl when it comes to that because I've never really allowed my personal, and I'm not saying this is right, but I've never allowed my personal emotional relationships outdo or dominate or overcome anything that involves my own rationale or logic. So, with that being said, everybody, I'm obviously you're on my Instagram for various reasons, personal reasons. Some people are just bored and they see this glistening woman who has all these face tattoos and body tattoos, and now she's wearing a niqab and a hijab, and what is this all about? And whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you understand that everything is connected to one true source in a sense. We all know that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and everything else is just temporary. Everything. Every fleeting moment, every feeling, every person that walks in and out of your life, what they leave you, who we are, who we believe we are, not who we are, but who we believe we are, and who we actually are, sure, because we're going to return to the dust that goes to the ground one day. And so with that being said, it's so vitally important to make your life important, impactful, meaningful for yourself, so that you could send this message out into the world of what it is for you to be connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through your own connection to the divine. Now, in recent times, we've been having, debates, arguments, and, people love coming to me talking bad about other people in regards to, and this is even when I lived in Arab countries. Arabs are notorious, I'm not saying this because of racism or different races like this or a culture is like this, but it's in my culture too, where if you're a non-Arab or if you're a let's say Armenian, for example, it's highly likely that someone who is a different ethnicity that enters the group, that same ethnicity is going to go and talk bad about the same other ethnicity. So for example, when I lived in Arab countries, I noticed a lot of the Arabs were coming to me talking bad about other Arabs that I knew. Okay? Now, there's many, many different reasons why people do these things. A lot of them are conscious, a lot of them are unconscious, a lot of them are patterns, a lot of them are things that they cannot accept and forgive about their own selves, things that they've been taught that is wrong, things that they do and they know that it is wrong, but they cannot admit to themselves. So they want to find fault in other people, okay? All this stuff is irrelevant to me. As you know, as you can see, I'm a lone bird. Yes, I love people in a sense where we need people. We are humans. We human beings need a wolf pack. This is just how it is. But at the same time, I've never been put in situations since I was a young child until now where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ever allowed me to flourish and grow with people in a sense, okay? Because our individual paths are very different to other people. We cannot compare our individual paths with other people's paths. So if someone is doing something a specific way, mind your own business, okay? I understand there's freedom of speech, but there's also freedom of a way on how to live their life and how to go about something. You see something is wrong about another person, correct your own behavior and make sure you don't do it then, because it's only bothering you because you find it to be incorrect. So like I said, you don't see a huge team around me 24/7. Yes, I do associate with people on and off. Yes, I do collaborate with people on and off, but it's none of my business to tell them how to live their life. For what reason? You're watching my videos, it either resonates with you or you shut it off and you turn it away, or you can mock me. That's perfectly fine. But that doesn't mean we need to sit there and I need to tell you how to live your life and you need to tell me how to live my life in order to be a servant of God. This is not how it works. We all grow individually, separately. We can grow together as a collective, but the immense growth comes on your own. You can't force these things. You cannot force other people to see things in your own perspective. It doesn't work that way. The more you tell someone what you're doing is wrong, the more they're going to do what you're doing, what you're saying is wrong to them. Even if they're not doing it, it's your perception of what is wrong. It doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. There is a right and a wrong in a sense of, yes, there's consequences if you do something illegal. There's consequences if you rape. There's consequences if you do drugs and you drink. You're going to harm yourself. You may harm other people. I'm not talking about that type of stuff. This is not what I'm talking about. Anyways, so I want to read a little bit here to you all because I love bringing in a little dose of the Quran in majority of the work, if not everything that I do. We're going to start with, and I've read this many times, but I just, sometimes we need to repeat a message, you know, because sometimes Allah just wants us to go over something over and over again until we understand for ourselves what this means. Do you not see that Allah causes the night to enter the day and causes the day to enter the night and has subjected the sun and the moon, each running its course for a specified term, and that Allah of whatever you do is aware? So whatever someone else is doing, we have freedom of will, right? But we have a qadr, we have a destiny, we have a fate, which is pre-written. It's written from before birth. Approved by Allah. Allah chose it to be this way. The same way He chose the moon to be out with its cycles at night, and the same way the sun shines to give us life during the day. Everything has its time, everything has its structure, everything has its way of going about things. And that has to do with us ourselves. Allah is all aware. He knows everything that we do. He knows what we think. He knows how we feel. So I think personally, because people keep asking me, how do you deal with this? How do you deal with that? How do you do this? How do you do that? Let me tell you something. I cannot sit here, explain a million times my life story since I was a child. I cannot relate to people who are consistently reliant on other human beings or family members. This is not how I was raised. This is not how I raised myself. And remove that equation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has never put me in a situation where I can fully rely on a human being, because every single time I did, forget about dropping my guard. People always were telling me, oh, take that armor off. You have all this armor protecting you. You got to trust. You got to be vulnerable. Let me tell you, no, you don't. Trust is earned. Trust is earned. It's not easily given. You're not going to give your keys to some random stranger just because they're smiling at you and doing this to you for 2 seconds. It doesn't work this way. Trust is earned. People earn their way into your life. Even if they do one or two things, even if they say one or two things, you don't have to drop anything or remove a boundary just to allow them in your life. This is not how it works, ladies and gentlemen. I understand, like I said, everyone's path is different. I cannot tell you how to live your life. Maybe it works for you to rely on people because the people around you are good. They provide. Do you understand what I'm saying? I cannot relate because, like I said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has never allowed me to. Now, that doesn't mean I don't take responsibility or accountability. I can see my all angles, my type of characteristic. Observations, not once, multiple times, over and over and over, and then I start making my decisions and actions that follow through it. And with that being said, what is going to be the consequences for myself, the other person, and the people involved if I do this, if I do that, if I involve with this, if I involve that. There is no just throwing myself into a situation. I don't work like that. And if I do, the first or second or third results that I get, I'm going to contemplate on it and move forward or not move forward at all. This is how my brain operates. So The answer is everything. I put my reliance and trust on God and nothing else. Okay? Through prayer, through dua, through stress, pressure, overthinking, I just give it to God. I give it to Allah. It's not for me to deal with on my own, because like I said, I don't have that human. No human is going to sit there and even understand or comprehend what you're thinking and feeling. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. People love to talk. They love to talk about it. You give them a little bit about yourself, they easily switch on you. How many of you have experienced this in your life? You were friends with someone so close. You were married to someone so close, and then instant change. Some of them turn into your biggest enemy. Yes, life is all about experience relationships. Relationships are meant to enrich in your life, absolutely. But like I said, if you're asking me, I cannot fully rely on human beings the way majority of humans go about it. That's my answer. If I see one or two things that are not working for me through other people, I just go back to myself. I question my own self. I question how I can fix certain things about myself. I do things slightly differently. I associate a little bit with different other people. I see how they respond. If they don't respond to, then that's it, move away. Eventually, you're gonna find the right people for you, the way you need it. The way you need it. That is because Allah is true reality, and that what they call upon. Other than Him is falsehood. When I open these books sometimes, I just make a dua, I open the book. Allah is speaking through me from what I'm saying to you. In the moment, I'm not looking to, The true reality is Allah. The true reality is not the best friend that you had 5 years ago, 10, 20 years ago that you don't speak to anymore. It may have been your reality at that moment that shaped up with the reality you're in now and the decisions that you're making now. You may or may not know that. One traumatic event, one happy moment leads to a series of actions that you actually end up taking in your life moving forward. Part of the coaching program that I do, because as you know, I'm a Islamic coach, specifically for women, Muslimas. We kind of break down your limited beliefs in regards to certain patterns that have unconsciously been creating patterns that are not fulfilling you, not fulfilling your life, leading you down the road that you're questioning, it's not working out for you. At least not anymore. Okay. And because Allah is the Most High, the Grand, do you not see that ships sail through the sea by the favor of Allah, that He may show you of His signs? Indeed, in that are signs for everyone patient and grateful. I want to ask some of you what that means to you in regards to those signs. What are some of those signs that you receive or you may get? How you connect to Allah through your everyday. Not everybody has the chance. Some people work, 7 days a week. They have to feed their families. Even though it's still vitally important to make a dua and still pray your 5 daily prayers. What I'm trying to say is consciously connecting to Allah even when you're going for a walk, even when you're taking a shower. What specific signs do you receive or do you feel is connected to Allah, giving you something that you need to fulfill your heart and your soul, to purify your own heart and your soul? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to make this video for today. Ma salam, I wish you all the best. Jazakallah khair, barakallahu feek. Bye-bye.